A sophomore goalkeeper, number 1, Padraig Gilly. A sophomore defender, number 3, Zane Bubb. A senior midfielder, number 6, Torian Wendt. A sophomore forward, number 7, Jake Hawker. A junior defender, number 8, LJ Estes. A freshman midfielder, number 15, Robbie Sorenellis. A junior forward, number 17, Miguel De Leon. A junior midfielder, number 20, Adam Everett. A freshman defender, number 21, Herbie Stiegelman. A junior midfielder, number 24, Cormac Bigley. And a graduate midfielder, number 26, Taylor Martin. North Florida is coached by Derek Marinatos and Clayton Zellen and assisted by Jacob Weinstein. Now let's meet the starters for your Bisons. A junior goalkeeper, number 0, Luke Wilson. A sophomore defender, number 2, Austin Eager. A senior midfielder, number 3, John Wynia. A senior defender, number 5, Daniel Mulbauer. A junior defender, number 6, Ben Locke. A freshman midfielder, number 8, Ruben Peterson. A junior midfielder, number 10, Javier Leja. A freshman midfielder, number 16, Thomas Priest. A freshman defender, number 19, Honore Kalala. A junior forward, number 20, Malik Shahid. And a sophomore defender, number 29, Noah Golden. Lipscomb is coached by Charles Morrow and assisted by Garrett McLaughlin and Stephen Lunning. Fans, this past week, Lipscomb Athletics lost a dear friend and former men's soccer coach, Eddie Long. Long was a longtime coach for the Bisons and head coach during the 95-96 season. We ask that you please rise and join us in honoring Eddie's memory with a moment of silence. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem.
Don't miss a second of the action. We got your Lipscomb sports right here. It's the Bison.
And welcome aboard to this joint broadcast between Lipscomb University's online student radio station, The Bison, and Lipscomb University Athletics. It's the men's soccer team of Lipscomb hosting the University of North Florida, Bisons versus Ospreys. Hello, everybody. I'm Spencer Bohm, joined here by Drew Phipps. Drew, good to be with you.
Good to be with you as well.
As we get ready to start kickoff between both of these teams, Lipscomb lined up to the left side of your dial, UNF to the right side, for those of you who are listening at thebisonradio.com. Should be a good game tonight.
It definitely should, and I don't think anyone's going to be understating the importance of this match. Lipscomb sits at 5th in the ASUN standings, by no means a lock for the tournament. North Florida has already clinched their bid. They won't be any lower than 4th seeded, but Lipscomb can clinch a tournament bid with a victory against UNF tonight. They've won the last 2 matchups, so I think we should be in for a pretty rough, exciting, fast-paced game, Spencer.
Yes, indeed. And Lipscomb wearing white jerseys tonight, UNF dark blue. Again, Spencer Bohm, joined by Drew Phipps. Joint broadcast between the Bison and Lipscomb Athletics on YouTube Live. You can access the radio stream at thebisonradio.com. About to start action, both teams lining up.
It'd be interesting to see how Lipscomb gets started with this first 5 to 10 minutes. They've started slow this season. They've only scored 7 goals in the first half through 13 games. So we'll see if they can get some points on the board early and maybe rattle this UNF defense that's only given up 12 goals this whole season.
They've got Javier Leja, I believe, who's going to be the starting kicker here from mid-pitch.
Yeah, and Leja's back in the game after a hiatus. He missed a couple of games earlier this season.
We are underway with Ben Locke. Pass intercepted by the defense out of bounds, so it'll be back to the Bisons near mid-pitch. It'll be a throw-in on the far side. Headed away by a UNF defender, but kept in bounds by the Bisons. Still kind of favoring the sideline. And now it looks like Honore Kalala has it at the back end of the center circle, tries to thread the needle, and it goes out of bounds off a couple of players. They give it to Lipscomb, so it'll be a throw-in.
And already you're seeing North Florida's dropping pretty deep. They're putting 10 players behind the ball, and then they have their lone striker, Jake Hawker, the senior from England. He'll be running, trying to harass that back line, but so far they've been sitting fairly deep.
After some movement, ball goes back to the Lipscomb goalie. It was near the UNF penalty area, so all the way back, but Lipscomb is on offense, removing the ball from the defensive third all the way to John Wynia at the offensive third, but nice header there by number 21, Herbie Steigelman of UNF. Out of bounds, Bison ball.
Now Steigelman's going to have his hands full tonight. John Wynia playing over there. It looks like he's going to play maybe down that right flank just a little bit, and he's quick. He's a fast player.
Throw in. UNF causes some trouble. Here's the kick away by Steigelman at the sideline, but out of bounds again. They'll spot the ball somewhere near mid-pitch. Bison ball after the throw-in from Noah Golden. He'll throw it in again near mid-pitch. On the near side to Ben Locke, back to Golden, and it's knocked out of bounds again by an UNF defender. This time it's Soren Ellis.
Yep. Soren Ellis will be a player to watch tonight. A couple of weekends ago, he scored 2 goals against Jacksonville to lift UNF to victory. He's got the leading points total for this UNF team so far this season.
Throw in by Golden. After a couple of plays, it's a takeaway by UNF's defense, but back to the Bisons again. Now passing it to Wynia. John Wynia nearing the goalie box. Kick to Peterson. Ruben Peterson shoots it wide.
Oh, Peterson just found himself in all kinds of room there. You saw he just dropped off a little bit, delayed his run. UNF kept running, and he was unmarked going into the box. Sometimes when you have all that room, sometimes it just flusters you. He shanked that one.
42-39 and counting left in the first half of action between Lipscomb and UNF, scoreless. As Drew mentioned just a moment ago, Ruben Peterson, a wide shot, out of bounds, way to the left of the goal. And the goalie for UNF will kick this one away.
And Peterson could be kicking himself for that one later on in a game where goals might be coming at a premium. Neither of these teams scores a lot of goals per game.
Bisons initially looked like they were going to come out on top at midfield, but UNF's got it back. And now it's Steigelman yards away from the penalty area, giving it over to his teammate, but the Bisons are going to get it back and take it the other way. Now in the middle third, now at midfield, here's John Wynia. Over to Priest, past the center circle to Locke at midfield. Kicks it all the way to the beginning of the offensive third. And now Wynia has it at the right corner of the 18. Front right corner, now over to Noah Golden, similar spot. And here's a shot, and it goes wide. Couldn't quite see at the onset who shot it. He took a pass, and
it was Ben Locke. He found himself about 25 yards out. That was well found by Golden. I didn't expect Locke to shoot that, but he just thought, I'll let one rip.
Bison offense kind of dominant so far in the early going. It'll be another kick away by the goalie, Patrick Gilly.
Well, and we saw this last weekend when, Spencer, you were obviously on the broadcast when John and I called the NJIT game, and that was just a goal frenzy. It was 4-3 with 4 goals in the last couple minutes. But it started off similar to this. Lipscomb pressing. They've got a lot of talented players in the midfield and forward positions. So expect them to put a lot of pressure on early. We'll see how UNF responds to this initial pressure.
Bisons get the goal kick. Couple of transitions. Backing towards the defensive third, this is Mulbauer. Finds his teammate on the other side. UNF gets it back. Now back to the Bisons. It looked like Malik Shahid was not able to keep it inbounds near the sideline, kind of close to midfield. UNF ball.
Shahid is a guy who's been key off the bench. He's only started 5 games so far this season, but he's played all but one of them, I believe, and he's just a little energizer bunny off the bench. He's always running around, sticking his nose in. Just a great dose of energy for the Bisons.
Bison ball again after the UNF throw-in. They're doing a good job with takeaways, but UNF gets one here. Back in the middle third and across midfield. Steigelman with the kick, but it is taken away by the Bisons again. Now back to UNF. Here's Steigelman at midfield. Goes back towards the defensive third. And right now it's Estes with the ball, getting past the defender. Now kicking it long, looking for number 7, but he was offsides.
Yeah, Hawker, I don't know what he was doing there. I think he just, he got a little anxious there, or he just lost track of the Bison's back line. He was a mile offsides.
Honore Kalala with the ball right now for Lipscomb. Finds his teammate further up the field. Kicks it across to Shahid. Now in trouble. UNF seems to be trying to gain control. Back to the Bisons now, approaching the offensive third, taking it back. This may be Ben Locke who's going to kick it across to Golden. Still in the middle third now. Golden kick towards the offensive, but taken away by UNF player at the front left corner of the 18. Now back to the Bisons. Ben Locke's got it.
UNF just is struggling to get any possession in midfield. You see defensively, Javier Leja, he's just acting as the only striker up top.
A whistle is blown, not completely sure why, but it's blown as the ball was near the offensive third. UNF was trying to maybe set something up for a score.
That was Hawker again. The striker from England was offsides once more. Kalala had him covered, but Hawker just started offsides. He didn't cut his run in soon enough.
Kalala has the ball for the Bisons. He's going to kick it over to the offensive third. It's headed away by UNF. Looked like Bub. But back to the Bisons again, and Locke has it at midfield. And here's the kick by Ben Locke. Finds Wynia at the top of the 18. Here's a shot for the Bisons. It's wide. That was number 8, Peterson, his second shot of the night.
And the freshman from Denmark already registering 2 shots. The first one was not really much of a shot. He shanked it. But that one, he just got excellently a hold of it with his right foot. And tell you what, Gilly was troubled there in net. That ball was not far.
Just under 38 minutes left in the first. 0-0 between Lipscomb and UNF. UNF trying to get something going here as Bub kicked it long towards the offensive third, but there was nobody there, so it's Bison ball as it's out of bounds. Golden with the throw-in for Lipscomb.
Well, the Bisons are loading 5 players in midfield. UNF doesn't have enough personnel in the center of the pitch to really cope with that. Locke and Priest are playing as sort of 6s, sitting just off the Bison's back line. But then you have Peterson, Wynia, and Shahid that are all causing problems in there, and they've been taking the ball off of the UNF midfielders super easily.
Ball is placed on the ground in the middle third. It's going to be kicked by Bub all the way to the far side to DeLeon of UNF. Now it's out of bounds. Bison ball. I think Eager's going to have the throw-in for Lipscomb on the far side at the front of the offensive third.
It's been a little shaky so far. Both of these teams still feeling each other out just a little bit.
UNF gets the advantage on the throw-in. The ball's at midfield now heading towards scoring territory, but the Bisons are going to knock it away again. Now it's high up in the air. Let's see who gets it. Header by Bub, but the nearest defender for the Bisons is Kalala. He's going to give it back to Luke Wilson, the goalie, who's going to kick it long towards midfield. And Peterson was trapped between 2 defenders, had it taken away from him, but a nice job by Thomas Priest of Lipscomb. He's working his way up the field. He kicks it towards the offensive third. Got a teammate on the far side who gives it back. Now back to Locke near the center circle. Locke over to his teammate, that's Eager. Eager, left side, approaching the offensive third, getting between defenders, doing a good job trying to get out of traffic right now, but it's taken away by UNF defender. That was number 20, Everett. But back to the Bisons again. Still on the offensive third. Here's a pass. UNF takes it away, but goes back to the Bisons again. And now Noah Golden's going to take the ball top of the offensive third. Maybe try to find a cross or something. He's at the ASUN logo. Now pass over to Leja. Leja back to Priest. Still on the right side, top of the offensive third. Overshoots Golden. UNF defender there, that's Begley. But back to the Bisons again. Here's Leja. Leja tried to give it to Golden, but it goes out of bounds. UNF ball.
Well, the Bisons are just, again, applying so much pressure in midfield. Priest had an excellent run there earlier. UNF did a good job to get back, but if they're not careful, eventually Lipscomb's going to start turning those counterattacks and transitions into goals.
Bisons take away the throw-in. I think Thomas Priest, we apologize for the wind. Right now, it's Eager. Couldn't find a teammate. It's back to UNF, long kick. Ben Locke gets it at UNF's offensive third. Bison's going to give it back to Luke Wilson, the goalie. Long kick.
Mon, you mentioned the wind, Spencer. It's been a crazy day of weather in Nashville today. We've had rain on and off, some of it pouring, some of it light. We've had a little bit of sunshine. Got a whole lot of wind now, so who knows what those pitch conditions are like right now.
34-37 left in this scoreless game between Lipscomb and UNF. And I think we should have a throw-in coming in on the far side. Golden has the ball right now for Lipscomb at midfield. Back to Kalala. Nice thread over to his teammate Peterson, but UNF gets it back. It's going to end up in the hands of Luke Wilson in the penalty area, so Wilson's going to have to give it up here. Sorry, distraction from the wind again. Bisons have it at the top of the offensive third. But UNF's defense comes up strong again, only to give it back to Golden. Golden approaching the right front corner of the penalty area, but a nice job of Begley getting it in the way of the pass, and then another defender kicks it out of bounds. Well,
LJ Estes cut that initial pass earlier out well because Shahid was through and he was going to have a wide open look at net, but Estes cut that out extremely well.
Another takeaway, this time it's Went for UNF. Luke Wilson, though, the ball ends up with him. He kicks it away from Hawker, who was racing down the pitch, trying to find a scoring opportunity. Ball now ends up out of bounds.
Hawker was onside there. The Bison's back line just stepped up at an inopportune time, and Hawker timed his run very well there.
33-16 and counting left in the first, scoreless. And we have a throw-in coming up. Well, at least the rain has stopped. We were at a high school football game last night for our radio station, and the conditions were just miserable. Bison's in a tangle and their own back third, but get the ball now, a trip, and that's going to be a foul. Bison ball, they'll put it on the ground, and Shahid will kick it back. Now Kalala has it, approaching the middle third, kicking across mid-pitch to Golden, right touchline. This time it's back to Thomas Priest, approaching center circle. Now it's Mulbauer. Mulbauer back to Priest.
And you see the adjustment that UNF has already made in their midfield. So number 26, Taylor Martin, has been sitting just in front of that UNF back line. And then they've put 4 midfielders across to act as sort of a 4-1-4-1 there.
Javier Leja looking for the cross at the right side of the 18. Gives it back to Ben Locke. Locke back to Priest. Priest to Locke. Now to mid-pitch. This is Honore Kalala. Bison's trying to set up a scoring opportunity. Here's a long kick, looking for Javier Leja, who's onside, tries to kick it. Oh, and a nice header there by UNF, and a foul after. UNF player is on the ground. Can't see the jersey number from here that well. It might be Neverick, but I'm not sure. Or
excuse me, it's Bub.
Bub.
Yeah. I think he just had a clashing of heads there with Peterson. You saw the initial thought there, that crossfield ball from Eager. Leja just tried to play it one time out of the air across goal, but instead he just popped it up in the air. Tell you what, as a player trying to gauge those types of first-time volleys, the wind will really mess with you.
It goes on a foul. It's a foul on John Wynia of Lipscomb, so we're going to get a kick from the goalkeeper, and this is well in front of the 18. So could give UNF their best look offensively yet. This is going to head towards the Lipscomb penalty area, looking for a shot, and it is too high and wide. That was DeLeon, I believe, of UNF.
Again, I think the wind just carried that ball over the top. The Bison's back line, again, just a miscommunication there. They let it bounce, and DeLeon was able to run onto it. Thankfully, he was at too narrow of an angle for him to put that shot on target.
30-41 and counting left in the first. Luke Wilson's going to get a kick, and here he goes. Makes a pass mid-pitch into a crowd. Goes Lipscomb's way, and then Bub kicks it away for UNF back the other way, and Luke Wilson's going to run out of the box, pick it up near the front of the 18 at the corner, and roll it on the ground to his teammate. Now back to Wilson in the penalty box. He's going to kick it short to Kalala. Honore Kalala advances. Back to Kalala.
North Florida is doing a better job. They've made a decent tactical adjustment. Their midfield has really stepped up. They've started to apply some pressure. Their back line has been stepping up a little bit as well. So you like to see that from UNF, able to make a tactical change early, and they're seeing a little bit more of the ball.
Bub kicks it away back to the offensive third for UNF, but Bison defenders all over. Just a lot of back and forth right now.
Priest and Locke didn't communicate there, and that just fell very easily for Begley.
Potential scoring opportunity for UNF here, but the Bisons disrupt. Ball rolls out of bounds. I think number 11 there for UNF, Smith, may have been trying to get something going. Can't quite tell from here if that was him or not.
For those of you both watching and listening on the radio, the field conditions, and especially the lighting on the far side of the pitch, are not particularly conducive to viewing numbers. We will do our best for you.
It's a corner kick. It's on the way, and Wilson tips it away. Nice heads-up play there by the goalkeeper for Lipscomb, out of bounds. It'll be another corner kick.
UNF is going to have to work hard to win balls in the air off of set pieces. Luke Wilson stands tall. He's got a 6-foot, 200-plus pound frame. He's a big boy. He'll be able to get his hands on most of the crosses, set pieces that come his way.
This corner kick looks like might be Martin. It's on its way. And Luke Wilson comes up with the ball. It was kicked into his arms. Nice save.
Well, LJ Estes, again, he was unmarked coming in there. I think he got a foot on it, but he wasn't expecting the ball to just come in uncontested to him. Thankfully, it bounced right into Wilson's hands. He'll be grateful for that.
Near goal there for UNF as the Bisons are now advancing at the middle third. Noah Golden has the ball right now at the corner of the 18. Takeaway there by UNF, but it's rolling towards the goalie box, and in desperation, number 21, Steigelman's going to kick it out of bounds.
Oh, and that initial ball in from Peterson, it bounced off of Steigelman's hand. It was inside the box, and that's what some of the Lipscomb players were getting in a hot fuss about, because they thought that was a penalty.
Bisons have the ball right now, middle third. This is Kalala behind mid-pitch. Kicks it across, overshoots Wynia, Bub, and the goalkeeper. Their goalkeeper's going to come out of the box. Gilly dives on it at the corner, front corner, and he's got it.
Gilly, a Germantown, Tennessee native, he's seen most of the minutes in goalkeeper for UNF this season. Appeared in 10 games. He leads the ASUN for goals allowed average. He's allowing less than 1 goal per game. The Bisons are going to be challenged to put one past him tonight.
Keeper kick. Bisons are going to get it back on their own defensive third. Ball ends up sailing, and Bub's going to kick it from the opposite third. Header by the Bisons on the other side. Just a lot of ping pong going on right now. Now ball out of bounds on the far side, mid-pitch. Throw in for the Bisons. This is going to be Austin Eager. Finds Peterson. Takeaway by UNF. Now takeaway by Lipscomb. Nice job by Priest to slide and kick that one away. UNF gets it back. Now Kalala in the way for the Bisons. A lot of back and forth again here at the center circle. Now they're going to give it back to the goalkeeper.
And so far, UNF's tactical adjustments haven't been long-term helpful through these first 20 minutes of action. You see Soren Ellis move centrally, and Begley moved out to the left. But Begley, Soren Ellis, and Hawker, which are 3 players that are offensively dangerous, so far they haven't been getting involved. They haven't had a lot of touches, and if you're UNF, you need to get them touches on the ball.
Here's Mulbauer for the Bisons. UNF right now is doing a very good job of keeping this behind the Bisons' offensive third. Bisons are keeping the ball a lot of the times, but they just can't seem to get it past. Let's see what they could do here. This is Shahid at the front of the center circle. They're going to have to kick it back again. Mulbauer has his pass taken away by a defender for UNF. And Thomas Priest has it for the Bisons. Oh, now an opportunity. Racing towards the penalty area. Here's the shot. And it is no good. Just had it too much to the left, it looked like.
Leha timed his run very well. He stayed on side. Might have taken a little bit of a touch off of Estes over there. Estes was the defender on him. Javier Leha just pulled that shot wide.
25:07 and counting left in the first. Scoreless out here at the Lipscomb Soccer Complex in this joint broadcast between Lipscomb University's online student radio station and Lipscomb Athletics on YouTube Live. Here's Noah Golden back in the defensive third for the Bisons. UNF takes it away again. Steigelman over to Begley, back to Steigelman, further back to Bubb on the back third.
This is better from UNF. They need to establish some possession if they're going to have any shot at winning this game. The first couple of minutes, they were just getting passes intercepted in the midfield consistently. They weren't able to hold on to the ball in the middle of the pitch. They've changed it around a little bit. They've been able to intercept some balls. They've been able to take Peterson and Shahid out of the game just a little bit. We'll see if they can keep that up.
Bisons with a throw in, and now have it at the center circle again. Honore Kalala looks for Peterson over to Priest on the front third for the Bisons. Here's Ben Locke. Locke looking at the far side. Cross kick, but nobody there. And I can't tell who had the ball there for Lipscomb. He's all the way on the far side under the shadows.
I believe it was Eager. He plays as a left back, but sometimes functionally almost as a left wing. He will run all the way to the 18 and put crosses in for the Bisons.
UNF trying to get something going here. Hawker trapped on the UNF offensive third between two defenders. Bisons are going to come out on top. Here's Honore Kalala to Noah Golden. Now back to Kalala. Kalala looking for a lane, opts for the short pass. And the Bisons are going to give it back to their goalkeeper.
Kalala so far has looked pretty comfortable. He's dealt very well with Hawker, and Hawker is obviously quick. He's got 2 goals and an assist this season. So Hawker has been dangerous for North Florida. Kalala doesn't seem to be particularly bothered. He's looked calm and composed on the ball thus far tonight.
Here's John Wyniev trying to find the 18. Now over to Golden, right sideline, cross kick, trying to find his teammate too high. Peterson was there, but UNF gets it back because it was too high for Ruben Peterson. Bisons will maintain possession, though, but back behind mid-pitch. Here's Honore Kalala behind the center circle. Short to midfield, back to Kalala.
You can tell Hawker he's running a lot, and he's the only player up top chasing the balls being played across the back line. So he's getting a little bit frustrated as far as not being able to get a lot of touches on the ball, and Hawker's going to be offsides there.
Yeah, he was offsides again. That's at least the third time Jake Hawker of UNF has been offsides, and this time he was all the way back on the front end of mid-pitch.
A little bit of frustration, like we mentioned earlier. He just knocked the ball away after the call was made. Referee will have a little chat with him.
So Bison's working on offense again. Right now it's Kalala finding Priest. They're just going to give it back to the Lipscomb goalkeeper. Let's see what he opts to do here. So it'll be a short kick to Kalala, still in the back third. Kalala to Golden. Bounces off his foot, but a Bison was there. Ben Locke advancing forward to Peterson. Peterson finds Wynia at the corner of the penalty box. Oh my goodness, here's a shot, it's wide! Javier Leha. And a penalty should be called, it looks like. Leha's on the ground.
That was an excellent dummy from Shahid. Again, Wynia had so much pace running down the right flank. Shahid let it go. Leha, wonderful shot opportunity. I think he got clipped on the back of the leg there, and you don't want to see this from Leha because he had a stretch of about 4 or 5 games in the middle of this season where he was nursing a little bit of some bang-ups, and you don't want to see that from him. Nevertheless, penalty for the Bisons.
Kick, yeah. Ben Locke has no defenders in front of him. He's going to get to do this all alone. Here's the shot. It scores! A goal for the Bisons, and they're up 1-0.
Low and hard. That's all you need if you're taking a penalty kick. Ben Locke knew exactly where he's going to put that before he even took it. Low left corner. Very well taken. Calm and composed. Didn't even need that much of a run-up. And Bison's just like that on top of the board.
1-0, 21-28 left in the first. Bisons lead North Florida out here at the Lipscomb Soccer Complex. This is a joint broadcast between Lipscomb Athletics on YouTube Live and the Bison. Spencer Bohm, joined here by Drew Phipps. For those of you who are just joining us, this is NCAA Division I soccer, this ASUN match. Ben Locke gets a goal for the Bisons. They're up 1-0, a penalty kick goal after Javier Leja got clipped on a shot.
And the official just handed Derek Marinados, the 9th-year head coach for UNF, a yellow card. I just happened to catch the tail end of that.
Good
I think Marinados might have been getting in the referee's ear a little bit, so the referee booked him.
Statzel listed as a yellow card on the team, which makes sense if they're going to give it to the head coach. UNF ball right now. Let's see how they respond. Nice header there by Noah Golden on the back third. Now Wynia has the ball. Stalls near mid-pitch. Back to Ben Locke. Locke, center circle. Thomas Priest. Mid-pitch. Taken away there. Nice job by UNF's Neverick. He's dancing around. Actually, that's Soren Ellis now. Now to Martin, and now on the far side, here's a long kick. Mulbauer takes the ball away, but it goes out of bounds. Neverick was the intended recipient on the offensive third for UNF, far side.
And Soren Ellis is sitting really deep right now. Haven't been able to see UNF in their gameplay in previous games. He's listed as a midfielder, but he's kind of played as an attacking midfielder start this game. He's been sitting a lot deeper. I wonder if they're trying to get him to sit back and facilitate just a little bit.
Here's a throw in for Lipscomb after a volleyball match on the sideline. Both teams trying to get the advantage. Out of bounds again, Bison ball, this time on the positive side of mid-pitch. As we approach 20 minutes, we're getting there. Here's Honore Kalala, mid-pitch. Oh, Bison's passing around right now. Noah Golden jukes out his defender. Across, and it's as wide. Ruben Peterson tried the shot and just missed it.
I believe that was actually out on a UNF defender. I think Estes he was caught between a rock and a hard place. The ball just came in. He had nowhere to go with it. He almost put that in the back of his own net.
So Noah Golden's going to get a corner kick. Good catch right there, Drew.
It was excellent footwork from him, wasn't it?
Here it goes. It's going to be a pass. Peterson at the front of the 18. It's blocked away by a defender. Back to Peterson. Here's the shot. And it gets rejected again, but the Bisons keep it alive. Oh, Louis Robinson had a chance, but good defensive footwork there by UNF. But back to the Bisons. Long shot. It is high and over the crossbar.
Oh, and that took a deflection off the crossbar as well. I initially thought Gilly got a hand on it, but I'll tell you what, Eager just let that one absolutely rip. He's got a cannon of a left foot. You know, when you've got that kind of power at 35 yards, why not? Keeper was off his line.
Keeper's going to kick. 18:51 left in the first half. Going to give it to his teammate. So UNF will try a slow offensive approach right here. Here's Steigelman, mid-pitch. Now Lodovico. Bisons get it back, but that's going to be a foul.
Yeah.
Looks like they tripped them up there.
Yeah. Wanya just backed up a little bit and put his shoulder into, that is Lodovico, I believe. The referee will just get everything calmed down.
Be number 26, Taylor Martin for UNF to kick this one from the front of the middle third on the positive side. Here goes. Luke Wilson jumps and makes a catch at the front of the goalie box. And the Bisons will get some offensive work here. This is Robinson down the right touchline. Mid-pitch, Peterson trying to advance to Shahid. Knocked away by a defender, but Peterson gets it back. Now Robinson. Peterson slips a little bit, doesn't have time to recover as the ball moves forward. UNF gets it back.
Well, we mentioned Wilson just a little bit ago. He hasn't had a whole lot to do. As a keeper, sometimes when you're not busy, it's hard to stay sharp, but so far he's done well.
Foul on the field. It's going to be on the Bisons.
I think Shahid thought he won the ball there. He just slid in on, it was Robbie Soren Ellis.
as the refs or the players try and find the spot. Here we go, we're underway. Steigelman's gonna be the recipient. Tries a diagonal kick, and it goes off of the shoulder of Neverick, out of bounds. Bisons have the ball on their own back third.
Well, and UNF has been trying to respond to the initial early pressure and then, of course, the goal from Locke. So far, they just haven't been able to retain possession for much more than a few passes.
A lot of action going on mid-pitch right now. 2 players racing for it. UNF comes out on top of it. This is Estes. Over to Martin. Now advancing to the far side, past midfield. The Ospreys will keep this alive. Here's a shot towards, may have not even been a shot, may have been more of a cross attempt. They're looking for Lodovico, but too far out of bounds.
Golden's got a lot of touches on the ball tonight. This is probably his 4th or 5th throw-in of the game.
16:07 left in the first. Here's a throw-in by Noah Golden to Louis Robinson. Robinson, I believe, tied in the lead for points with Malik Shahid of Lipscomb.
That's correct.
7 apiece. Some action going on midfield. 2 players collide. Foul on Lipscomb. Robinson and Martin collided at the center circle.
Well, this is a good opportunity if you're UNF. This is one of the first set pieces they have in the offensive half of the field. Let's see if they can't maintain possession.
Taylor Martin. 15.5 minutes left in the first. Bison's up 1-0. Will kick this one. Heads towards the penalty area. Kicked away. Looked like Kalala. Little high, so it's back to Steigelman of UNF. Now back to mid-pitch. Here's Martin. Kicks it long again. Front right corner of the 18. Off the shoulder, but there's a foul.
Bub was offsides, actually.
Offsides, you're right.
And he plays as the center back, but obviously with that free kick, he wandered up top. He just wasn't looking across the Bison's back line. So far, that's been, what, 4 or 5 offsides so far that UNF has been cut out on?
Ben Locke tries to find Noah Golden on the back third, and Golden missed Golden out of bounds, so throw in. Or maybe not. They just have the ball on the ground. They're going to have John Wynea kick this one.
Number 17, Miguel De Leon. Number 20, Adam Everett. Number 21, Herbie Stiegelman.
Sams, Abreu, Burgess, and I believe Bryson Smith. Although he can't see, he's on the far side of the pitch.
It'll be Abreu who throws in for UNF. My bad. I thought Lipscomb was going to throw in. Continue.
It's been like a line change for UNF. Something for both of these teams is the impressive depth that both of them have. So UNF has 11 players that have played in every single one of their games. About 18 who have played in all but one of their matches. Got a deep bench. They can rely on most of their field players. Same with the Bisons. They're a lot deeper team than they were last year.
Louis Robinson has a takeaway for the Bisons. Front end of the center circle. Nice footwork. Back to a teammate. Now back to Golden. Golden, long kick. It's going to head into the penalty area. Here's Robinson, but the goalkeeper jumps up for UNF. Gilly past the just inside the penalty box, makes the jump, and a nice stop right there for UNF.
And Robinson loves to make that run. He loves to just get on the backside of the center back and just take off. I don't think he was ever going to get close to that ball. You saw the thought from Golden. They've connected on a few of those in previous games this season.
And wow, 2 players. Zane Bubb just jumped over John Wynea, over the shoulder of John Wynea, and they'll get a whistle for that. Here's Noah Golden, right side of the penalty box, finds Peterson, now back to Golden, heading towards the end line, ball out of bounds, and it'll be Osprey ball. Goalkeeper's going to go pick it up.
Checking for the Bisons, number 18, Hayes Wood.
They got Hayes Wood coming in for Lipscomb. Thomas Priest will step aside.
Well, Priest has done fairly well so far. He's been a little bit shaky at times. He gave the ball away once or twice. He kind of dropped back in behind center backs Kalala and Muhlbauer when they were in possession, sort of acting effectively as a 3-man back line. You'll probably see that a lot from the Bisons tonight just because they have 2 fullbacks, Austin Eager on the left and Noah Golden on the right, that will really get involved running up and down the flanks.
Here's the kick away by Gilly. And number 14, Brewer, is there for UNF. Some extracurricular. UNF keeps it alive. Back to mid-pitch. This is a Brew. Tries to find Sams. Bisons take it away.
Martin did well to tackle that away. Otherwise, Robinson was through, wasn't he?
Back to the back third for the Bisons. They'll try to kick it away from there, but they're going to say it was out of bounds. UNF ball. So it'll be UNF ball just in their offensive third with a throw-in. Bub is going to throw it in.
I think he might try to go for a long throw in here.
It's going to be short. Now a long kick. It sails towards the penalty box. It's too far for anybody. Two players racing for it, and it goes out of bounds. But it's going to be UNF ball.
Lodovico boxed out Golden there. Golden tried to get his head on it. It was just too much for him. Lodovico was happy to let that roll out of bounds. It's going to be another throw-in. Bub will take it this time.
Here's the throw-in. Headed up by a Bison. Wynia kicks it further away. Out of bounds.
And this will be a real test of the Bison's back line, just closing out this last 10 minutes of the game. They let one go against NJIT in the first half, and they've conceded a lot of goals in the first half this season. It's a big win for the Bisons if they can make it through the first 45 minutes without giving up a goal.
It would be 1-0. That's the current score. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by an Osprey, so Bison ball. It went out of bounds at the end line. 10-14 and counting left in the first. This is a joint broadcast between Lipscomb Athletics and the Bison. Coming up on the Bison at thebisonradio.com, Lipscomb Academy football scheduled for Friday night. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, and we will confirm later in the week whether or not that is happening. Also, men's basketball Tuesday, November 5th, as Lipscomb University takes on Rhodes. Bison's working on offense. It goes into their offensive third, into the penalty box, but nobody there. Goalkeeper picks it up.
On a tactical switch just a minute ago from Morrow, the head coach for the Bisons, Alejandro Lopez, the excellent freshman from Costa Rica. He's into the game now. He's now shifted to that spot where Peterson would be. Peterson has moved to the left, and Shahid is now playing as a right attacking midfielder.
And Lopez maybe with a chance, giving it back to Peterson. Bison's at the front end of the offensive third. Back end, I should say.
Maybe it's a move to exploit the pace that Shahid has. He's quick. He's very quick. He could potentially outrun a Brew who's on that left-hand side for the UNF back line. See if it pays off for the Bisons.
Ball out of bounds on the back third for Lipscomb. It's going to be a throw-in for the Bisons. Headed away there by a UNF defender. Again, he's in the shadows. A little bit difficult to see who that was. But UNF's got the ball at the front of their back third. Now looking at a Brew. Here's the kick. The other side. Pass mid-pitch. Tried to find Neverick, but too far. And Wilson picks it up in the penalty area for the Bisons. Kalala kicks it past Shahid. Tries to find Peterson. UNF gets it back, now advancing. But Golden has it for Lipscomb, back the other way. Here is Ruben Peterson, just past mid-pitch for Lipscomb. Looking for a teammate, finds Hayes Wood. Kicks it to Robinson, just barely keeps it inbounds at the front of the middle third. Now back to Shahid. Malik Shahid to Robinson. To Shahid. Shahid. Across over to Lopez. Lopez, footwork. Back to Ben Locke. Locke. Now to the far side. Back to Lopez. Still far side. And now Ben Locke has the ball. And here's Hayes Wood. Wood advancing towards the front of the 18. Now finds Golden. Golden, cross, and it is knocked away there by Zane Bubb of UNF. Good defensive effort there.
An important intervention from Bubb because Robinson and Shahid were running into the 18 behind him. Had he let that go, that had been a mistake. That could have potentially been 2-0 to the Bisons. well worked from Golden as well. He's been so active down this right-hand side. He's had so many touches. And again, we've said he's dangerous. He's got excellent footwork, excellent vision, excellent delivery from that right-hand side, putting crosses in, giving players the opportunity to run onto it.
Noah Golden the throw-in, but it's kicked away by Giovanni Abreu of the Ospreys, right of the penalty area. Lipscomb ball, and Golden with the throw-in. It goes back to Golden. Golden, the cross, and it is kicked away by Brewer of UNF, but now Bisons get it back, find Golden, who is in bounds, and he got it past Shahid, but the Bisons still have it. Here's a shot towards the goal, trying to find a teammate. This is Malik Shahid at the goalie box. Now back to Ben Locke. Now back to Hayeswood. Hayeswood is outside the 18, tries to thread it inside. Abreu kicks it away. A lot of back and forth right now. Noah Golden has the ball right now, well outside the penalty area, going further back. Now finds Louis Robinson. Robinson to Doherty. Doherty, front right of the 18. Nice slide there by Lodovico of UNF. It's getting kicked away. Past Honore Kalala back to the Bison's back third. Wilson, the goalkeeper, is going to give it to Mulbauer. And he's going to zip it to his teammate on the other side.
And that's what you have to be careful of if you're the Ospreys, just extended periods of the ball bouncing around in the 18 in the surrounding area, because the Bisons have so many offensive weapons, a lot of guys who can score, who can put a solid shot on target. Gilly's going to be tested tonight. He already has, and he's fortunate not to see a ball go in the back of the net. From how many shots were in that sequence? 4, 5, 6. Could have been any number of scoring opportunities.
5:45 and counting left in the first half. Bisons up 1-0 over North Florida. They've got the ball at mid-pitch right now. This is Noah Golden. Golden looking for opportunities. To Lopez, back to Golden, now to Wood, now to Doherty, and back to Mulbauer mid-pitch. The side of the center circle. Threads to Lopez. Lopez advances towards the 18, finds Locke at the front right corner. Locke back over to Doherty, now back to Golden further back. Now it's back to Ben Locke. Here's Doherty. And back to mid-pitch to Kalala, to Doherty. Doherty kicks it over to Golden. Golden approaching the right side of the 18. Oh, and the ball is going to go out of bounds.
Just a miscommunication there. Golden thought Doherty or Lopez, one or the other, was going to run onto that, just make that overlapping run. But he didn't take a look before he played it.
Miscommunication. Zane Bubb was trying to find Giovanni Abreu, but it's out of bounds. Bison ball. Noah Golden's going to get a throw in good position. Here's Locke. Locke forward to Lopez, now to Golden. Golden gets it past his defender.
And this is good from the Bisons. They're playing with urgency, and you can tell they want a second goal before halftime. So many teams you'll see when they score that first goal, sometimes they'll just sit on their haunches a little bit, drop back, put players behind the ball, but not the Bisons. They're really looking to exploit just the gaps in the midfield, really trying to put pressure, because if they can put a second goal before halftime, that's going to be a huge momentum boost for Lipscomb.
There've only been 2 games this season where UNF has scored, I believe, more than 1 goal. I'll have to check on that, but
that's correct.
So a 2-0 lead would be big. They've got the ball on the far side right now at the left touch line near the 18-yard mark. This is Ben Locke right now. He's going to kick it to Golden. Golden. He tried to find Shahid, but good job there by Sams of UNF to take it away. Osprey's going to try and get something going here as number 16, Neverick, racing down the field, but he's got Kalala in front of him, and it ends up in the hands of Luke Wilson. Back to the Bisons. Again, we apologize for the wind tonight. Here in this beautiful Saturday night, the rains have finally stopped. Ben Locke has the ball for the Bisons mid-pitch right now. Over to Mulbauer, far side.
It's nice footwork from Mulbauer. Yeah. He's a big guy. He's got that 6'5" frame. He doesn't seem like he'd be particularly shifty, but he'll make forwards miss.
Broke his defender's ankles there. Here's Ben Locke. Bison's still kind of mid-pitch right now. Hayeswood over to Mulbauer. Mulbauer now advances with the pass, trying to find Shahid. Malik Shahid gets it past the goalie, but it goes out of bounds. The goalie slid forward, and Shahid just wasn't able to stop it.
It's a big miscommunication between Gilly, Abreu, and Bubb there. All 3 of those had a potential look at that ball that was coming in, and Shahid was just able to slide in. And that was wide open if he could have found it.
Patrick Gilly will kick it away for UNF. 2:24 left in the first. Bison's leading 1-0 over North Florida. Here's the kick.
And considering the non-scoring tendencies of both of these sides and how both of these teams have struggled offensively, I've been impressed with how many chances have been created, particularly by the Bisons.
Under 2 minutes as Hayes Wood gets tripped up. But I agree with you, though. Lipscomb's had a whole lot of scoring chances, and you don't see much going on offensively for UNF right now over on the other side.
Well, and if you're an attacking player for UNF, the most important thing, you can get as many touches in the defensive third as you want, but if you're not able to touch the ball and really create something in that attacking third, if your team isn't able to support you while you get there, then there's just going to be nothing doing. And we mentioned Soren Ellis and Hawker earlier. Both of those guys are taking a break on the bench right now because of how deep this UNF team is. But it's really important that they get touches. I think that's something you'll stress if you're UNF.
Robinson has the ball right now for Lipscomb. Finds Noah Golden to the right of the penalty area. Golden, cross looking for Locke, but taken away by a defender. Now Kalala gets it, and it's back to Golden. Golden racing for the ball near the back right corner. Now to Lopez. Lopez, right side of the penalty area, gets a pass to defender. Lopez, here's the shot, and it's blocked away by a defender. Nick Burgess was in the way in the goalie box. And the ball ends up sailing out of bounds.
It's been a physical game so far, hasn't it, Spencer? Challenges flying in, but a lot of physical contact.
Noah Golden's going to get a throw in. We've got 40 seconds left until halftime. He's at about the 18-yard mark. Gives it to Robinson. Ball out of bounds. Bison ball. Similar spot as last time, so 26 seconds left in the first half. Golden's going to throw it in again to Robinson, back to Golden. He's going to have to set up a scoring opportunity now. Over to Ben Locke, the cross. Tries to find Doherty. Nice takeaway there by, I think that was Sams. Oh, Kalala and another player got into it at mid-pitch, but it doesn't matter. Ball in the hands of the UNF goalie. That is halftime. 1-0 lead for the Lipscomb Bisons here on this joint broadcast between the Bison at thebisonradio.com and Lipscomb Athletics on YouTube Live. Spencer Bohm joined here by Drew Phipps, and plenty of scoring opportunities for the Bisons. Only one goal so far for them, 0 for UNF. It's been all Lipscomb's offense so far, and we'll see if they can translate that into more points. We'll talk more in just a moment. Coming up at halftime, we'll step aside. And welcome back live at the Lipscomb Soccer Complex. It is halftime. Lipscomb University leads UNF by a score of 1-0. This is a joint broadcast between Lipscomb University's online radio station, The Bison, and Lipscomb Athletics. A big thank you to Logan and Kirk and all the guys over on Lipscomb's side for letting us plug our mixer in tonight and our mixing board. And about 11 and a half minutes left until we start the second half, as the only goal of the night so far for either team goes to Lipscomb's Ben Law. Kicked it from inside the penalty area on a penalty kick. There were no defenders in front of him on it, and so he had nothing but real estate and a goalie in front of him and was able to capitalize on it. And just that's been it so far. Bisons have had plenty of scoring opportunities, but as I'm joined here by Drew Phipps, Spencer Bohm here, bringing you tonight's coverage of ASUN soccer. Drew, what did we see from the first half?
I think you'd be really encouraged if you're the Bisons. They've really struggled to create a whole lot of scoring opportunities. It's been better as we've gone later on in the season. They've done a better job of scoring goals in the first half. Only one so far, but you really have to say they could have scored 3 or 4. Ruben Peterson, obviously, with a chance early on in the game, and then that shot that went just wide. Worrying if you're UNF, you need to tighten up defensively.
Yeah, for sure, and figure something out offensively, too. I mean, UNF, it doesn't seem like they have more than 1 or 2 guys in the offensive third at any given time, and
they're just outnumbered in the midfield. You saw, especially early on, they were sort of playing a 4-4-2 style where they had Hawker and I believe it was Soren Nellis up top. Bisons were just absolutely swarming them in the midfield. They could knock the ball around the back line, but anytime they tried to play into their forwards or their attacking midfielders, they were just getting cut out. They made a little bit of an adjustment where they moved to sort of a 4-1-4-1 with a single midfielder sitting in front of the back line. So far, they haven't been able to have any particularly effective answers. The Bisons just, it almost feels like they're playing with an extra player out there. They've just been able to move the ball at will.
Indeed. Again, about 9.5 minutes left until the start of the second half. Lipscomb 1, UNF 0. And we're going to take a look here at the standings for the ASUN men's soccer. That's available at asunsports.org. Just go to the sports tab and click on soccer, and you should be able to access the standings there. As we take a look here, FGCU on top, 3-0-1 record in the conference. Stetson number 2, tied with North Florida, both at 3-1-1. NJIT at 3-1, and Lipscomb coming in at 5th at 1-3. Jacksonville and Liberty bringing up the rear. Neither has a win in the conference yet.
And we mentioned how important this game is, especially for Lipscomb. If Lipscomb wins, they will clinch a spot in the tournament. If this result holds, they will be the 5th side. However, they're far from clinched, as we mentioned. Should they lose this game and then lose to Liberty and potentially Jacksonville win their final match against, I believe it's Florida Gulf Coast, then Lipscomb could be the odd one out. None of the seedings have been clinched yet, and only 4 of the 6 teams have been decided.
Yeah, that would be FGCU, Stetson, North Florida, NJIT. And interestingly enough, standings update, in the second half, NJIT is leading FGCU 2-1. That's big because FGCU is the leader, 3-0-1, NJIT 3-1. Yep. If FGCU loses, they drop to 3-1-1. NJIT improves to 4-1, and that would be huge.
Potentially be a big shakeup. For much of this conference play, FGCU has really looked in control of that first place spot. Obviously, as we mentioned, tied with Stetson and North Florida up there. It's really anyone's conference, though. And
actually, that game may have ended because I'm looking at their stats on statbroadcast.com. They're saying it's the 90th minute, end of period. So it looks like NJIT took down FGCU, now improving to 4-1. FGCU dropping to 3-1-1. That is big.
Yeah. NJIT is now temporarily
in first place.
Emphasis on temporarily. Yep, they'll be in first place should Stetson win their final match, and I'm not recalling immediately who Stetson plays.
They will FGCU maybe.
Yes, Stetson will face FGCU. So FGCU, if they want to remain somewhat close to the top of the standings, will have to face will have to win, against Stetson. So that'll be an important game to look for, as will the Lipscomb Liberty game. Indeed,
and that FGCU loss drops them to a 3-way tie with Stetson and North Florida below NJIT. Then Lipscomb in 5th as of right now. We'll see if they can beat North Florida. That kind of shakes things up. Drops North Florida to definitively 4th place and keeps Lipscomb at 5th. So a lot can happen tonight in the ASUN for men's soccer, but there's other sports going on as well for Lipscomb, their women's soccer team this season.
They'll play North Alabama tomorrow.
Yep.
Will be their final conference game, final regular season game before moving on to the ASUN tournament for the women.
And the big thing is they're tied atop the ASUN with FGCU at 5-1-1. North Florida is definitively in 4th place with a 4-2-1 record. Again, that is women's soccer, and their women's soccer team is coming off of a 4-0 win at Stetson. So again, you can access all this at asunsports.org. They have all the standings available as well as a scoreboard with all the upcoming and current games. But about just under 6 minutes left until the start of the second half. We'll take one final short timeout here on the Bison and on YouTube Live. Back after this. And welcome back to the Lipscomb Soccer Complex for this joint broadcast between the Bison Lipscomb University's online student radio station and Lipscomb Athletics. Tonight's broadcast sponsored by Lipscomb Athletics and the Department of Communication and Journalism at Lipscomb. Visit lipscomb.edu/communication for more information on the various areas of studies offered by Lipscomb's Communication Department. Spencer Bohm joined here by Drew Phipps. 1-0 lead for Lipscomb over UNF as we are just under 2.5 minutes left until the start of the second half of action. Ben Locke gets a short penalty kick with no defenders in front of him and just one goalie, and that's the only goal so far in this game. But go ahead.
I'm not even sure what I was going to say. It was just a little cough.
And we can relive the goal, too, as a matter of fact. Play the soundbite from that. Here it is, tweeted out by the ASUN.
Nevertheless, penalty for the
kick,
Bisons.
yeah. Ben Locke has no defenders in front of him. He's going to get to do this all alone. Here's the shot. It scores! A goal for the Bisons, and they're up 1-0. Again, that was the goal scored earlier by Ben Locke to give the Bisons the 1-0 lead that they have now. That goal was scored in the 23rd minute.
Please claim your prize at the front gate now. Once again,
should be back to action here shortly.
That'll be an interesting second half for sure. It'll be interesting to see what kind of tactical adjustments UNF will make. If you're Lipscomb, you have to think that they've been playing well so far. They've created a lot of opportunities. They really could potentially have 2 or 3 goals, as we mentioned. So it'll be interesting to see the adjustments that they make. I think this game could potentially break open. We might see 2 or 3 or 4 more goals.
Yeah, the Bisons had a lot of scoring opportunities in the first half, as we talked about a number of times, but ball is on the center circle, so, or in mid-pitch, I should say, so should be starting out shortly here. For those of you who may be listening on thebisonradio.com, UNF is on the left side of your screen, Lipscomb on the right side of your screen. Again, thank you to everybody who has joined us tonight. As we get ready to start, they have the clock set at 45 minutes. Number 7 for UNF is going to kick it off. That's Jake Hawker, who was called for some offsides penalties earlier, but Lipscomb leads in shots 10-12, 3-1 in shots on goal. UNF has 2 saves, Lipscomb has 1. Both teams are tied in fouls. UNF has had 2 corners on the night and 3 offsides penalties. The Bisons have no offsides penalties tonight. And here's the kick by Hawker. We are underway. Gives it back to the middle third to Bub. Long kick to the front third. But the Bisons will get it back. Now over to Burka. And out of bounds. UNF ball.
And Shahid's moved back to this left-hand side. He's very quick. He's quick. He's agile. He's got excellent technique. Remember, he scored against Georgia State a couple of weeks ago, which was their last win. They haven't won since that game. 3 losses and a draw for the Bisons. This would be a good result to get them back on track.
Some offensive action. Looks like it may have an offsides penalty on UNF again. I think. I'm not sure.
I believe that was De Leon.
De Leon is offsides, and that's the 4th offsides penalty on the night for the Ospreys. Bison ball. They'd have a couple of offenders down there on the 3rd, but it wasn't enough. Austin Eager has the ball right now. Now back to Locke, mid-pitch. Forward to Leha. Leha kicks, but it's blocked. Back to Leha. Far side, I think this is Robinson, who's going to give it back to Thomas Priest of the Bisons across the center circle to Ben Locke. Now Austin Eager has the ball near side. Kick over to Peterson, who takes the shot, but not enough mustard, and it's taken away by the goalie, Gilly.
It was an excellent first touch, though, from Peterson. The ball from Eager was played in with a lot of pace and was bouncing as well. He settled that really nicely, turned around, took a quick shot.
So already 1 shot for the Bisons, up 1-0. 43-24, they temporarily stopped the clock. Goes down 2 seconds. Now it's rolling, so we're underway again. Bison's trying to rush the pass, but UNF is able to respond nicely. But now Lodovico tries to kick it past mid-pitch. Nobody there, out of bounds. He was heavily pressured on the near side. Austin Eager is going to get the throw-in. Here is Peterson for the Bisons. Peterson back to Shahid. Goes past Shahid, actually. Now Eager to Locke, now to Eager, near side. Still in the middle third, to the back of the middle third. Mulbauer all the way back to Luke Wilson. So they're going to try to reset.
We mentioned Peterson just a second ago. If there's anyone on this field who feels like they should have already had a goal or 2, it would be Peterson. He's already registered 3 shots so far, including the one that we just saw a bit ago.
Austin Eager with the ball, tries the cross to Peterson. Wynia there, but it goes past him. Defenders have it. for UNF. It's UNF ball now. Here's Hawker, who kicks it against Annie Mulbauer. The ball almost went into the new grandstand they built out here. Out of bounds at mid-pitch.
It's a nice grandstand.
Oh, I love it. Started building it late this summer, was finished in early October, I believe. And
first game that the stands were open was the midweek matchup against Butler a couple of weeks ago. It's an improvement from sitting on the grass on this 45-degree hill.
I think they had it open before then against Georgia State.
Oh, you might have been right. Yeah, I believe it was Georgia State.
UNF ball right now advancing to the offensive third. The Bison's defense stands strong again. Noah Golden.
Nothing doing. Again, UNF still looks like they're not able to find any space in the midfield. They've been working it around the edges a little bit. Peterson, Locke, Priest, those central midfielders for the Bisons have been so dominant, just cutting out passing lanes.
Here's a throw in on the offensive third, but headed away there by the Bisons. And kicked towards mid-pitch again, out of bounds. I don't know who Priest was looking for, but
Priest just tried to slice it with the outside of his foot. Peterson and Leha were running and was potentially a break, but instead he just launched it straight out of bounds.
Throw in, but out of bounds again. Here's a Brew with the throw in for UNF. Gets it between two defenders.
This is better. This is what you want if you're UNF. You want to establish possession in the attacking third. You want to get your attacking players touches and just get the Bison's defense a little bit unsettled, because so far they haven't had a whole lot to do.
Ball is out of bounds. Last touched by a Bison defender, so they're going to send Bub to throw it in. Near the 18-yard mark. On the near sideline. Here's the throw in. He's going to throw it into the penalty area. And it's knocked away by Honore Kalala in the goalie box, out of bounds, so corner kick should be coming up for UNF.
That's a miscommunication from the back line for the Bisons. Let it bounce. Kalala had an opportunity to simply just clear it up and out, potentially over the touchline on our near side, but instead he just got caught flat-footed and headed it over the goal line.
It'll be Robbie Sorenellis, jersey number 15, with the corner. Here goes. And headed away there by the Bisons. UNF gets a second chance with a kick by Smith into the crowd, but it goes away. Now the Bisons have it. Now in the back third, Thomas Priest right now, using footwork to advance. Now finds Winey near mid-pitch, over to Locke. Similar spot. To a teammate, now back to Locke. Locke past the center circle. Nice pass. He's got an open man. Malik Shahid to the end line. Kicks the cross, but nobody home. Now John Wynea takes it away from a defender. Falls over, and the defender will kick it out of bounds at the end line. A Brew, and it should be a corner kick for the Bisons.
The referee's going to say it's a goal kick. John Wanya must have toe-poked it after a Brew hit that out.
I think they tripped them up or something.
That was a wonderful ball from, I believe it was Peterson or Locke, who just played Shahid through excellently. It was a little too much pace, and Shahid just had to chase it towards the end line. You saw the thought, but there was no one there on the cutback.
And the goalie is indeed going to kick it out. Oh, wind is going to stop it from going very far. Header by Winia. He heads towards the penalty area on the left side. Slows down. John Winia goes towards the end line. Defender there. Nice job by Bub to take it away of UNF. He's going to kick it away, but the wind is going to push it back into the crowd and out of bounds. And a member of the crowd's going to pick it up now. Austin Eager with the throw in for the Bisons to Thomas Priest. Priest outside of the 18, going to kick it over to Leha, left of the box. The penalty box, that is. Now heading towards the front left corner. Tries to find his teammate, but it goes out of bounds. UNF ball. So they'll get a throw in on the back third. 37-39 left in the second half of action. It's taken away by Javier Lea on the back end, but he kicks it out of bounds. So it'll be UNF ball again. Lipscomb leading 1-0. Gusts of wind right there, keeping the ball from going very far. Now we got some chance from the crowd. Throw in by Bub of the Ospreys. Past his intended target, Hawker. Bisons get it. Here is Ben Locke right now, mid-pitch. Going to give it back behind mid-pitch to Kalala. Now finding Mulbauer. Here's Eager. Past midfield. Now Locke couldn't keep the ball with him. It goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Burka. No, just kidding. They're going to put a Brew out there for the throw-in for UNF near midfield.
So far, UNF's looked just a little bit shaky. Part of that had to do with the wind. The clearances were just knocking the ball out of bounds.
Oh, nice job there by a Bison defender to chest it away at mid-pitch. Tries to find his teammate, but too high at the penalty box.
And that was,
Bison's going to keep it, though.
it was golden. He just has excellent delivery. So much speed.
Here's John Winey outside the 18. Back to Priest. Now front left corner of the 18. This is Austin Eager. Cross to Winey. Tries to find Priest. Out of bounds. Osprey ball.
It went out of bounds, but that's much better from the Bisons. They're working it well. And we mentioned with how much ease Lipscomb is really working it through the midfield. Just, it's tiki-taka. It's 1 and 2 touches just easily through the midfield. It's so porous right now.
Oh, Javier Leja takes it away on the defensive third. Another Bison defender, I think that's Leja, who is hurt, goes down to the ground.
But Estes is going to get a yellow card. He was the last defender there, and he just took a swipe at Leja.
A good heads-up play. Hope he's okay. He's going to be helped to his feet. Clock stopped at 35:46 here in the second half.
Leja's taken a couple of knocks tonight. The first one, which led to the Ben Locke penalty. And then this one.
Oh, it's going to be a penalty kick.
Not a penalty, but a free kick.
Or free kick.
Just outside of the box. Looks like about 23, 24 yards out potentially. And
it'll be Ruben Peterson of the Bisons. Just outside the 18. Here it goes. And a nice job by the UNF goalkeeper putting his hands up and making the catch. No goal. The clearance is going to be headed away by Peterson of the Bisons, trying to find Shahid, and a nice header there by Brew, about 30 yards away from the goal, out of bounds, but it'll be Bison ball in the offensive third.
It's a lot more of the same from the Bisons to start the first 10 minutes of this second half. A lot of pressure, a lot of ball movement. They've been working it from side to side really well, but for whatever reason, Golden over on that right-hand side has not seen as much of the ball. It's been a lot closer to us.
Got a whistle on the field here. The ball was sailing far, went out of bounds. It's going to be, let's see what they do here with the ball. It's finally in a spot where UNF could have a chance to get some offense going. I think they're going to get the ball, the Ospreys are. Ref is directing number 18, Giovanni Abreu, to put the ball just past mid-pitch, about 10, 15, 20 yards from the center circle. He's going to kick it long towards the penalty box, and a nice job. Goes to the goalie box, as a matter of fact. Luke Wilson makes the catch right at the goal.
That was the wind again. It just took it, Abreu's kick.
UNF, good defense. Bisons have it, though, at about mid-pitch. Here's Ben Locke. Locke, some footwork. Across to Peterson, far side, past mid-pitch. Here's his teammate. That's Wynia. Back to, that's Robinson. Now Wynia is trying to track the ball at the end line. Kicks across. Malik Shahid, the kick is knocked away by a defender. And goes wide, out of bounds.
And Shahid is applauding that ball in from, I believe it was Golden who ran that flank.
33-30 left in the second half of action. Noah Golden's going to go up for a corner kick. Bisons lead the Ospreys 1-0 here on this joint broadcast, radio and YouTube Live. Corner's just going to be a pass to Eager at the front left corner of the 18. Eager is going to kick across, but it's taken away by Hawker at the front of the penalty box. Ben Locke, though, is going to outrun everybody at mid-pitch and kick it over to Luke Wilson, the goalkeeper for the Bisons. Now he's going to kick it back across the wind in his favor. Header by Bub as the ball goes over Leha. Now an Osprey and a Bison going after it. Priest is the Bison. And now here's Begley for UNF. A lot of back and forth. Now an Osprey player on the ground. On the front end of the middle third. A lot going on.
There's a bit of a careless foul from Kalala. It wasn't in a dangerous position. His opponent had his back to the goal. He just took two hands and shoved him in the back.
.32-20 remaining in the second half. Here goes. Kick in, nice job by Kalala in the penalty box to bump it away. But back to the Ospreys, so a second opportunity for UNF. Long kick heading towards the penalty box. Luke Wilson this time makes the jump, goes through his hands. Bub had an open opportunity for a goal, but he kicked it wide. Luke Wilson failed with the catch. The Ospreys could have gotten a point on the board.
And Bub is standing tall at 6'4". He's one of the few guys on the field that can just about match Luke Wilson in height. Went up and challenged for the header. Wilson didn't get his hands cleanly on it. And Bub turned around and he wasn't expecting to find a sitter right at his feet.
Luke Wilson to kick away. Again, has the wind in his favor. And see, makes it past mid-pitch, but not past the center circle. UNF ball now. Here's Lodovico, near side. Threads it looking for a teammate, but Kalala kicks it out of bounds. UNF ball about halfway between the end line and mid-pitch. It'll be on the near side.
And UNF has had quite a few set pieces. They've had some free kicks in their offensive half, had a number of corner kicks. So far haven't been able to capitalize. They are a bit shorter in the stature than this Bison's team. Makes it hard to win headers and balls that are being played in the air.
Zane Bub throw in, finds Dillion, now back to Bub, taken away by Peterson, and Bub had his hand on the jersey of Peterson. It's going to be a foul on Bub of UNF.
And the referee has been careful about going to his pocket. He's only handed out, I believe, one yellow card this game. Even though he could have potentially handed out more. There's been a lot of physical contact. There's been some late questionable challenges that have been coming in.
LJ Estes had a yellow card earlier. The coach, I believe, had a yellow card in the first half.
That's correct. Marinados, for whatever reason on the sidelines, was getting in the referee's ear. And you have to know as a coach that the referee's not going to stand for that.
Just under 30 minutes left. Shahid is going to step off for the Bisons. They're going to substitute Lopez, so 29:45 and counting left in the second half. And the Bisons lead 1-0 over UNF. This is going to be I believe, a throw-in on the far side. Goes out of bounds. UNF ball right now into the attacking third, headed away by Kalala of the Bisons. And looked like Steigelman got tripped up there at the center circle for UNF, so it's going to be a foul on Lipscomb.
Peterson just went a little bit too high. The ball got out in front of him, so he chopped his leg up and looked like he might have caught Steigelman up in the face.
Bagley, it wasn't Steigelman, my bad.
Was it Bagley?
I think so, number 24. Abreu has the ball for UNF right now. Finds Bagley. Bison's defense comes up again. Oh, nice job there. UNF's having to go back to the defensive third. Javier Lea has the ball now on the attacking third for the Bisons, using some footwork.
And that's what you can't afford if you're UNF, to give the ball away in dangerous areas like that. They did a good job of getting back and getting bodies behind the ball.
Foul called on the Bisons. Looked like, I think maybe Lopez was getting a bit too greedy with his hands on the offender, or the defender of UNF. I think he had a hand on his back or something. And now a foul on the other side. We got another UNF Osprey on the ground. This time it's Hawker.
And that's been a physical battle from the start of this game. Hawker versus Kalala. Kalala's gotten the better of Hawker for most of this game. Hawker's been a little bit quiet. Right there, he got just inside of Kalala, and Kalala was forced to trip him up.
This will be I think a free kick from the left of the penalty area. It's knocked away by a Bison defender. Some back and forth action. Let's see who's going to come out on top. UNF's going to get a chance here. Here's the cross, knocked away by Kalala. A second opportunity is blocked by the Bisons. And now Peterson gets in front of defenders to mid-pitch. Going to have to slow it down. Taken away, has no help. And UNF gets it back. Ball's at mid-pitch right now with Lodovico attempting a long kick, trying to find Dillion. Dillion to the right corner near the end line. Kicks it across. Headed away there. And it's Bison ball. Lopez has the ball now. Maybe a chance for the Bisons. Lopez on the near side. Finding Leja. He gets tripped up by Soranellas. It'll be a foul on UNF.
It's clever from Leja. Again, he's been drawing so many fouls. He just put his body in the way of Soranellas in between him and the ball. Tried to turn. Soranellas just put a stud in the back of his ankle.
Ben Locke with the ball right now. Back to Kalala. Middle third. Behind midfield. Now across. Javier Leja has the ball at the front right corner of the 18. Over to his teammate. Here's a shot to the goal. It's too high. And it looked like the goalie may have even had a hand on that as well.
He did indeed as a corner. As Peterson again, should have been his fourth shot of the night. Gilly did well to just tip that over the bar. Again, Peterson has been so active. You have to think he really expects to score.
So it will be a corner kick with Noah Golden. That's the 5th save of the night by Gilly. He has been put to work tonight. Amazing he's only allowed 1 goal. Some great work tonight for the UNF goalkeeper. Here is Noah Golden. Corner kick. Headed by Kalala, but it goes right to the ground and out of bounds at the end line. UNF ball.
Checking in for the Ospreys, number 20, Adam Everett, number 20.
And just looking at the statistics here, Lipscomb has outshot UNF 14-5. Probably a good number of those were from that flurry earlier in the game where the ball just bounced around for a minute or two in front of the Ospreys' goal. And that's not going to help if you're UNF. They already only score about 1.1, 1.2 goals a game this season.
Bison's running a full field defense right now, but UNF's got it at mid-pitch now with Dillion, but he has it taken away. Here is Ben Locke kicking to Priest. They're behind mid-pitch right now. Locke kicks it across, but Burko was there for UNF to take it away, but it goes back to Locke of Lipscomb. Now to Peterson. Peterson advancing. Works his way, kicks it towards the 18. Here's Wynea, front right corner. Here's the shot. It's too high. And we're down to 24-13 left in the second. Lipscomb still leading 1-0 with the goalie about to kick it away for UNF.
UNF's just barely hanging on. They're getting enough bodies back there. Lipscomb doesn't have enough support, but there's a huge gap in the midfield when Lipscomb goes on one of those breaks. There's a massive space where the Bison's players could just drop the ball back and let one of their midfielders have it from 15, 20, 25 yards.
UNF able to advance the ball, but it's picked up by Luke Wilson, front of the 18, so he'll give it to Mulbauer to lock back to Mulbauer. Now Mulbauer is going to kick it towards mid-pitch to Lopez. Here's Eager. Eager advances. Leja now. Leja tries to find Eager, but out of bounds near the attacking third. UNF ball. Here's a throw in by number 20, Everett. Going to take his time.
Referee's getting a little impatient. He's gonna make him take us and make him take it from the spot that the ball went out.
Here's the throw in. Finds Burka, and Peterson was there, kicked it out of bounds. UNF ball again. And given back to Estes at the front of the penalty box. Estes tries to find Bub. Bub gets it. Now Bub going to kick it long, but Kalala takes it away on the other side. Now it goes out of bounds. UNF quick throw in, kicked out of bounds by, I think, that may have been Golden. UNF ball again at the middle third. There's a throw in. Some trouble on the far side, and it is kicked away over the head of Bub, back on the defensive third for UNF. Gilly is going to give it over to Estes. Estes at the front of the UNF penalty box, now advancing.
He did well to hold that up. He had 3 Bison's players around him.
And now a nice job by number 20, Everett, to kick it far. A near scoring chance for UNF. Bagley gets tripped up at the front of the 18. Should be.
That's a penalty. The ref pointed to the spot almost immediately, and was it Begley? Can't see right now.
It was Bagley, I think, number 24,
Yeah.
who may have potentially had a good scoring chance had he not gotten tripped up. There weren't a lot of defenders or offenders in the penalty box.
Yeah, and the ref pointed to the spot almost immediately. It's going to be a penalty kick for the Bisons.
Yeah, I just saw it. They just saw it on the video. It will be a penalty kick. Let's see.
Keep in
Not
mind,
much space.
Luke Wilson, penalty kick specialist last year in the NCAA tournament. He came up huge in the first round against Washington. Saved those penalties, kept them on. So he's the guy you want in goal if you're the Bisons.
It'll be Martin of UNF. Here's the penalty kick. It's on the way, and Wilson gets the save. Second chance for Martin. Wilson gets another save. What a play!
And like we said, he's got a huge frame. He fills up the goal.
Another opportunity for UNF. This time it's kicked from far back. It's going to go out of bounds. 2 consecutive saves for Luke Wilson. And you mentioned that win over Washington, channeling some of that game from last year in that NCAA tournament game.
And it's just, sometimes it's a mental thing more than anything else. As a player, you see a 6'6" guy with a huge wingspan.
Corner kick for UNF on the way, headed away by Golden, out of bounds.
Estes who got his head to it last.
Yeah, you're right. It'll be Bison ball. What a game by Luke Wilson, or what a series by Luke Wilson there. 2 consecutive saves on a short penalty kick, and that is the penalty kick that Ben Locke scored on in the first half for the Bisons.
Well, and credit to Wilson as well to get up off his feet quickly. Sometimes you'll see an initial save from the keeper, and then the rebound will just be tucked away. But Wilson got up quickly and saved the rebound as well. So props to the keeper, again, come in clutch tonight. Hasn't had a lot to do, like we said, but when he's been called into action, he's been extremely effective.
That was incredible as he kicks it across midfield. UNF on the defensive third right now. Nice pass. Oh, they got a wide open Dillion, and a slide by Kalala to knock it out of the way. Dillion's going to get it right of the penalty area, back corner, matched up against Kalala. Ball rolls out of bounds. Did you see where the ref pointed?
Yes, he's pointing to UNF.
Okay, there was a light post in front of me, so I couldn't see. UNF ball.
Kalala he's a strong physical player. He stands a little bit over 6 feet tall, but he's muscular, he's quick, and you see how well he bodied DeLeon off the ball. And DeLeon is not a big player.
Zane Bubb with the throw in for UNF. It goes far, makes it close to the goalie box, but it's headed away by Ben Locke, and then after a couple of more touches, backwards kick by UNF back towards the goalie box. Header by Mulbauer, kicked away by Kalala, heading towards the touchline on the near side, out of bounds. Inside 18 yards, it'll be a throw in. This will be Bubb again for UNF. Under 20 minutes left. Lipscomb leads 1-0. Here's the throw in into a crowd. Oh, Kalala had to come in and save that one, kick it out of the goalie box, out of bounds. And this will be a corner kick for the Ospreys.
We'll see if Soren Ellis can potentially put a better delivery in. He's had a couple of corners that have just been headed away. Let's see if he can put a more dangerous ball into the box this time around.
Here goes. A bit too far. Goes over the head of Estes. Estes is going to have to race and pick it up, which he does. and kicks it back to a teammate. UNF just kind of getting this one backwards. Now here's a long kick towards the goal. Wilson is there, tips it over his hands and out of bounds. And it'll be Bison ball. Last touch by a UNF defender there. So good job by the defense to hold up.
And the referees just said that Soren Ellis got a little too much in the way of Wilson. He gave him, as a keeper, you get a little bit of preferential treatment when you're inside the box. And that's exactly what the referee said.
Wilson to kick it away from the goalie box. It's on the way. Wind starts in his favor. Robinson heads it a little bit too high. Peterson was in the area approaching the penalty box, but picked up by Gilly. He'll throw it to number 26. That's Martin of UNF. They'll pass it around a little bit as we approach 18 minutes here in the second half.
And Lodovico is just calling for it over here on the near side. He's in acres of room, but North Florida hasn't been able to switch play.
Now we have some extracurriculars at mid-pitch. What happened there?
There's a bit of a foul, I believe. Kid couldn't see who it was. I think Wanya slid in there.
Yeah, UNF will have the ball at the center circle. That's where they'll start with the ball. There is actually a large crowd over at the penalty box. Long kick on the way into the crowd and headed backwards by a Bison defender, but wide of the goal, so that's good news there for the Bisons. But it will be a corner kick. Good news for UNF. They may get a chance to try and tie the score up here as we're approaching 17 minutes, and the Ospreys have got to be, they've still got plenty of time to set up some shots, but it's on the way. And I think Kalala may have gotten a piece of that. It's going backwards. Slide there by Martin. UNF comes out on top of it, but they're outside the penalty box. Now knocked away by defenders for the Bisons. Out of bounds. UNF ball. Soren Ellis was in the area for UNF, but it's out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in by Everett to Martin, going back to mid-pitch.
And with the way UNF hasn't been able to work the ball through the midfield particularly well, set pieces, corners, free kicks, you know, those types of opportunities might be the best shot that they're going to have throughout this game. They've had more set pieces than the Bisons have, but as far as passage of play, haven't been quite as successful in working through the midfield the way they'd like to.
16 minutes now in the second half. UNF still on offense, trying to get into the attacking third. And Lodovico was waiting for the pass, but a Bison defender was there to kick it away. Now they're in control. The Bisons are in the middle third. Golden back over to Kalala. Kalala's going to give it back to the goalkeeper. Wilson's going to kick it diagonally and far, looking for Austin Eager. Leads him too far. Ball goes out of bounds past midfield. UNF ball. The throw-in's going to go to Everett, or Everett's going to get the throw-in, I should say. Now trying to find a teammate to give it to.
North Florida's been a little bit more successful in the past couple minutes, just putting pressure on. Bisons have been sitting deep just a little bit, and they've been able to string a couple more passes together, but you see there, Lopez and Locke did a good job of tag team and taking that ball away.
Priest has the ball for the Bisons right now, and he finds Noah Golden, right touchline, approaching 18 yards. Gets a pass to defender, kicks the cross. Oh, he was looking for Lopez, but a defender was there to knock it away. UNF trying to get possession near mid-pitch. Thomas Priest kicks it far and out of bounds. Bounced off the roof of the team, I guess you could say dugout, but not really.
That heads-up play from Priest, we saw that was one of the big problems Lipscomb had last weekend against NJIT. They got caught out 2 or 3 times against the Highlanders on the counterattack, and that was how NJIT scored a number of their goals. You can't afford that in this game.
Clock at 14:24 and counting here in the second half. Lipscomb leading UNF 1-0 in this joint broadcast between Lipscomb University's online student radio station and Lipscomb Athletics. Ball out of bounds again. It'll be Bison ball. Here's a throw-in. This will be, looks like Noah Golden. Again, hard to see when it's on the far side. Ben Locke has it off the throw-in. Tries to find Robinson. UNF gets it away. Now Hayes Wood of the Bisons with the header. Bisons regain control. Here's Ryan Doherty. Defenders take it away from him. Martin for UNF now trying to advance at the front of the back third. Over to Everett. Everett now back near the penalty area. UNF just trying to get out of this back third. And they do, but it goes wide and out of bounds.
Yeah, and they haven't been able to establish anything more consistent. They've strung a couple of passes together at times in the midfield, but then you'll see the Bisons will just step in. Lipscomb hasn't looked particularly troubled by UNF's passage of play. It's mainly been the set pieces where those opportunities have been coming for the Ospreys.
Ospreys do have the ball. They're going to give it back to their goalkeeper to try and set things up as we approach 13 minutes now. Try to give consistent time updates as I know UNF getting closer and closer to panic mode to try and score a goal and tie things up.
And remember, it's never too late for the Ospreys. We saw 4 goals scored in the last 20 minutes of the NJIT Lipscomb game last week.
DeLeon back to his teammate near the 18. Passing around. Cross kick. Here's number 20, Everett of UNF, trying to get past defenders. Now back to Sams. Sams kicks inside the penalty box. Here's a chance. Here's a shot. And Luke Wilson slides in there and knocks it out of the way.
Wilson coming up big again. Point blank save. Had to get down quickly. It was a kick save, and he did excellently to keep that ball out of the back of the net.
I think it was DeLeon who shot it. I'm not sure. Yeah, it was. And he just now almost got a second chance to set up a shot, or at least shoot it, get it into the penalty area. But now it's back to the back of the middle third for the Bisons. Or, sorry, the Ospreys. Adam Everett. Now here's a long kick. Trying to find Sorenellis. But it's headed away there by, I think, Austin Eager. Now a Bison player is on the ground.
Yeah, that was Golden. He just got dumped by, I believe it was Smith.
Clock temporarily stops at 11:39 here in the second half.
And again, keep in mind, should this result hold, Lipscomb will clinch the 5th spot in the ASUN Conference Tournament.
That is huge.
North Florida has already clinched. And you wonder sometimes as a team, if you've already clinched a position and you already
Doherty
know,
just got interfered with. Sorry to cut you off there, but Doherty was advancing up into the back of the offensive third and got interrupted. Continue.
that was a little bit cynical. But yeah, sometimes if one team has something to play for and the other doesn't, Lipscomb's just come out with more intensity. They look like they've just had better ideas, better game plan, and have played the way they really wanted to. And don't know how much of that has to do with complacency on the part of UNF.
And Doherty and Lopez. Doherty to Lopez, but Lopez can't maintain control. Rolls out of bounds at the back of the offensive third for the Bisons. UNF's going to get a throw in.
For the Bisons, number 20, Malik Shahid, replaced number 3.
It'll be Adam Everett.
Number 7, Jake Hawker, replaced number 24, Cormac Begley.
Shahid's going to come in for these last 10 minutes. Let Wanya rest.
Adam Everett waiting on the throw-in. Here it goes. He's going to give it back to Estes. Estes matched up with Robinson. He had to give it back to the goalkeeper so Robinson wouldn't take it away from him. Now back to Estes and forward to Burka. So UNF will get some breathing room, but not much beyond the defensive third. Now a chance to get it past mid-pitch. Blake Sams was running, and it went out of bounds. Nice
Burka
ball.
just replaced Begley just a second ago with the substitutions. An interesting thing about those two guys, Burka and Begley, between them they've registered some 23, 24 shots through 13 games this season. No goals and no assists between them. Something that's easy to overlook on a scouting report potentially. It's interesting that the productivity has lagged for those guys, but clearly they've been putting shots on goal.
This will be a throw-in by Austin Eager. Looking for Lopez. Lopez he fell down. I don't know. Yeah, they're going to call a foul on UNF for that at the back of the Bison's attacking third.
Sams was beaten and he just dragged him back.
Austin Eager's going to be the one who kicks this one. He's going to kick it back to mid-pitch. There's Mulbauer. Now to Locke. Forward to Doherty. Now to Eager. Eager circling back across. Now to center circle. This is Hayeswood. Now to... they're going to put it back behind the...
It was a dangerous
mid-pitch.
pass from Locke. DeLeon almost picked that off.
8:47 and counting. Far side. UNF looking for something here. And now here's Leha. He's going to give it back behind mid-pitch to Eager. Eager, the long diagonal kick, trying to find his teammate on the far side. Headed away there by an Osprey. Golden almost got it back, but it went out of bounds at mid-pitch. Last touched by a UNF player. Bison ball. It'll be thrown in from just across mid-pitch.
And again, the Bisons continue to exploit the spaces that UNF is leaving. They'll hold on to the ball for a moment, the Ospreys will, and every single time that the Bisons win it back, they've been finding dangerous areas. Javier Leja, Doherty, Lopez, Shahid, they've been able to get touches on the ball almost directly following change of possession.
UNA comes out with comes on top of the throw-in. Honore Kalala back at the front of the defensive third, kicks it out of bounds. That one may have made its way out to Granny White. Hard to see. Disappeared behind the team shed.
Add that one to the running stat of the balls that have gone onto Granny White.
Or sorry, Shackelford.
Shackelford, that's
Granny
what it is.
White runs a little ways away. Nice takeaway there. Looked at first like Hayeswood, but he's on the far side, so I can't quite tell. UNF's going to come out on top of it on the back third.
Leha almost got to that.
Yeah, he almost took that away. That would have been huge, but nice pass. Looking for Hawker, but a bit too much to his left, out of bounds on the offensive third for UNF. Bison ball.
We haven't called Hawker's name a lot tonight. He's been quiet, hasn't gotten as many touches as you would have liked him to.
Ball out of bounds again at mid-pitch this time. Bison ball on the far side. Here's the throw-in. Leha racing along the right sideline with a defender. Falls down. Ball out of bounds. Bison ball. Doherty to throw in, I think. I don't know. They'll put somebody else back there. They'll put Golden to throw in.
Leha's been excellent tonight, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Just all over the place, getting lots of touches, drawing fouls. You don't want him to get beat up. He's taken a couple of knocks. Drew the penalty for Ben Locke, the one that was eventually converted to make this a 1-0 game.
And I think it may have been Leha kicking it against the defender, but the ball went out of bounds and knocked over the flag post at the back right corner. The ref is just going to throw it out of bounds and not worry about it. So corner kick coming up.
Did not expect that from the line judge.
Here it goes, on the way, headed up in the air by a Bison, and then it's headed away by Everett. Bisons get it back. Here's Lopez, left of the penalty box, heading towards the corner. Can't get it past the defense. Here's Doherty for the Bisons. Gives it back to Ben Locke outside. Even further back to Hayeswood. Sideways to Golden, approaching the front right of the penalty area. Tries to kick it hard. Defender there. Now Locke there for the Bisons. Left side of the penalty box. Doherty cross. Goes off the defender there. Estes of UNF. Now Doherty's going to get a chance. Kick it against the defender, UNF. Going to put it back towards mid-pitch. Bisons get it back, though. Hayeswood now well behind mid-pitch, giving it back to the goalkeeper. Ball doesn't travel as far this time.
And the Bisons are still being aggressive. It's good. You don't want to see a team just sitting back on a 1-0 lead, especially with the attacking talent that UNF has.
Yeah, UNF may have a chance to score here. Here's a long kick towards the goal, and Luke Wilson comes up with the recovery, bounces in and out of his hands, but not far enough before he picks it right back up. And it would have been wide anyways.
That was almost the first mistake he made of the night. He's been excellent.
Actually, that may have gone in if he hadn't been in position, but once he knocked it away, it was going to the right. 4 minutes and 18 seconds left in the second half. UNF down 0-1 to Lipscomb, trying to get something going here. They're finally getting some offensive momentum here, but Luke Wilson has the ball again for the Bisons. He's going to pick it up at the end line at the left side of the penalty box. So 4 minutes now, and he's going to punt it.
If you're the Bisons, you might start to think now about wasting a little bit of time, just putting the ball down at the corner flag.
Ball out of bounds on the Bisons attacking third. It's going to be Bison ball, so Austin Eager's going to come out. This is at about the 18-yard mark on the near sideline. It's going to be a throw-in forward to his teammate, Leha. Leha back to Eager. Eager now backwards to Locke. Locke to his right, keeping the ball. Now to Eager at the touchline. Forward to Locke, front left corner of the penalty box. Locke setting up Shaheed, but a nice slide there by Bub to knock it away. Eager gets it from a defender. Eager inside the penalty box, now to Doherty. Top of the penalty box, backwards to Hayes. Wood to Doherty. Doherty trying to find the front right of the 18, but now going to have to give it back to Noah Golden. Now to Doherty. And Doherty kicks it against the defender, out of bounds, Bison ball.
And this is where the Bisons have been their best, just playing the ball around in the midfield. They've had a lot of players in the midfield, like we mentioned, and just overwhelming UNF in the middle of the pitch. Been able to retain possession, manipulate the ball, possess it very well, and just catch UNF out of position. That's really been how they've dominated this game, is through the possession in the middle and attacking thirds.
Under 2.5 left in the second half. We got a lot of traffic here between the middle and defensive third for UNF. They're trying to get it out of there. It's across mid-pitch. UNF player on the field. Foul called on the Bisons at the center circle. It was Hawker who fell down.
Muhlbauer just took Hawker with him.
They have the ball on the ground at the center circle. 2:06 and counting left in the second half. Here's the kick by Martin into traffic, and Eager was there against Bub. They headed away. Ball still staying in the penalty area. Now a foul on UNF.
Estes went for the spectacular. He tried to leap in the air and hit it out with a bicycle kick. In the process, and a high kick.
Now Luke Wilson gets a chance for a clearance here with 1:40 and counting left in the second half. Lipscomb still up 1-0. Here it goes. That's going to go pretty far, too. Into the offensive third for the Bisons, headed away by Lopez. UNF ball, out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in by Everett, Adam Everett. Here it goes. Lopez disrupts the throw-in, but Martin able to keep it. Back to Everett. Now forward to Brewer. Out of bounds. Last touch by Ben Locke. Brewer is going to give it over to Everett for the throw-in. We're down to 1:10. Here's Everett. Throw-in goes back to Estes. Estes back of the middle third across to Bub. Bub approaching the center circle. Going to give it back to Estes. Down to a minute. We have 1 minute left for UNF to try and score the game-time goal. Here's Everett. Everett, long pass, looking for the penalty box. It is going to be headed by Kalala near the goalie box. UNF player had a chance to score. Another chance to score. It goes over the goal. That was number 7, Hawker, who kicked it, and that may have been UNF's best scoring chance, at least recently.
Their best and potentially their last. Hawker just found the ball. It bounced out to him at right around the penalty spot. He should be doing better with that. It's an open goal. Wilson was off his line and out of position. Hawker should have put that away, and that might be it for
40
UNF.
seconds. The clock is stopped at 40 seconds. Bison's up 1-0. Here's the clearance kick by Wilson. It goes just past mid-pitch, out of bounds. UNF ball. That clock is rolling. It's down to 31 seconds and counting. This is going to have to be a quick throw-in. Here we go. It's on its way, headed up by Golden, but continues to go forward. Now Kalala there to knock it out of bounds. It'll be a quick throw-in for the Ospreys. They're going to have to move quickly. They're on the far side, near the 18-yard mark. Clock down at 15 seconds. Here's the quick throw-in. It's going to reach the penalty box. Knocked away by probably a Bison defender. Down to 10 seconds. They're going to kick it back. Goalie is out of the box for UNF. He's going to kick it from mid-pitch into a crowd. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. That is it. And the Bisons will come up with a win on this Saturday night game against UNF, 1-0. An exciting game, which was one-sided for most of it. And I give a lot of credit to UNF's defense to prevent Lipscomb from scoring more than they did, but unfortunately, offense just was not a factor tonight for UNF.
Again, a huge result for the Bisons. A snap a 4-game skid where they failed to win. And that, again, like we said, clinching a spot in the ASUN tournament for the 3rd consecutive year. I think actually it's been a lot more than that.
13th straight championship berth.
Straight. Well, I was a little bit off. Both of these teams are familiar with the ASUN postseason. Lipscomb, of course, has won the past 2 tournaments. UNF won the tournament in 2015 and won the regular season title in 2016. So both of these teams could potentially see each other again in postseason play.
Your final stats from the night, again, Lipscomb beats North Florida in this ASUN match 1-0. Lipscomb will get their 2nd conference win on the season. LJ Estes led for North Florida in shots with 3. Did not score a goal for Lipscomb. They were led in shots by Ruben Peterson with 6. Their goal scorer tonight, the lone goal scored was Ben Locke. I believe that was the 23rd minute of action. Had a penalty kick goal from between the goalie box and the penalty area with just a goalkeeper in front of him, and that was what made the decision. Also, the other big play came in the second half when you had Luke Wilson in the goalie box for the exact same type of penalty kick, except it was UNF trying to get it, and 2 opportunities were blocked by Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson is a penalty specialist. He's had a couple of appearances in net for penalty shootouts, as well as, passage of play in the regular 90 minutes with penalty kicks. That was one of those opportunities. We mentioned how crucial he is in stopping those opportunities. You have to say that was the moment of the game for the Bisons. They've struggled to keep teams from scoring, but not there. Wilson has really come into his own, and an impressive night for him. He had 5 saves.
Indeed. 5 saves for the UNF goalie, 6 for Wilson. 16-12, Lipscomb led in shots. 5 saves apiece, my bad. So Gilly had 5 saves for UNF, 5 for Wilson. UNF had 5 shots. Lipscomb had 6 shots on goal, that is. UNF led in corners 6-4. UNF had 4 offsides penalties. Lipscomb had 0. Again, your final score, Lipscomb beats UNF. Before we step aside, anything else, Drew?
It should be an excellent ASUN conference tournament. It was a little bit chippy at times. It was physical, it was intense, and it was an exciting match. Should these teams see each other again in the ASUN tournament at some point, we'll be in for another fireworks display.
Low-scoring affair ends in Lipscomb's favor. Well, that's all. This has been a joint broadcast between Lipscomb University's online student radio station, The Bison, online at thebisonradio.com, and Lipscomb University Athletics via YouTube Live. Tonight's stats provided by Lipscomb and North Florida's athletic departments, as well as Stat Broadcast and asunsports.org. You can visit lipscombsports.org for more information on the Bisons. And for the Ospreys, you can go to unfospreys.com. For campus news at Lipscomb University, visit LuminationNetwork.com. The Bison is a Lumination Network radio station. More coverage of Lipscomb sports continues on the Bison. We should be on Friday night at Lipscomb Academy for a 7 p.m. game against BGA. And also, don't forget, coming up, men's basketball, November 5th. Lipscomb University plays Rhodes in Allen Arena. That game will also be on thebisonradio.com. A big thank you to Lipscomb Athletics for letting us join their broadcast tonight. Spencer Bohm joined by Drew Phipps, saying good night, have a great weekend, and God bless. We'll see you next time.